but I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. Sad expression on your face. I don't know, but I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
Hey guys, and thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new to my channel, my name is An, and if you have been here already, welcome back. In today's video, I'm gonna show you this really dramatic, intense, glittery eye look. I really wanted to be a little bit more creative today. I feel like my latest videos have been a little bit more neutral, so I really wanted to sit down with makeup and do something more creative and bold. So the first thing, like always, I'm gonna prime my eyelids, and then I went in with this eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is called Orange Soda. If you are following me for a really long time, you know this was like my ride or die eyeshadow when it comes to blending eyeshadows in the crease. It's just a really pretty warm color, which is really nice to like start blending in your crease with whatever eye look you're doing. It's like the perfect soft color in my opinion with a warm undertone. So if you're doing a cool tone eye look, you might not want to use this color, but for any other eye look like which has a little bit warmth in it, I think this is the perfect eyeshadow to start with. You could also see I have hit pan on this eyeshadow just as a proof that I've used this eyeshadow a lot of times. Also, this eyeshadow is in a lot of palettes from Anastasia. I think in almost all their palettes. I think just because it's just a perfect eyeshadow to include in an eyeshadow palette because it's the perfect transition shade. So first I blended it all over in the crease, and now I took a tinier brush, which is the Morphe M506, and focusing a little bit more in the outer V to create a more like a winged eye look effect at the outer end. Then now I went in with a gel eyeliner. I'm using the Inglot Cosmetics gel eyeliner, which is a really nice creamy intense black gel eyeliner. And I'm taking a flat brush and I'm just gonna apply it all the way over the eyelid. And I'm trying like at the edges of the eyelid to be a little bit more softer. I don't want like a really harsh application because we want to have like a nice blended smoky eye effect. So you want to make sure that the edges are not like too harsh, but we're gonna fix that anyway. But just make sure that you're not gonna create like a really harsh line. You want to be a little bit more light-handed around the edges. Then now I switch to a different brush, which is the Morphe M506. This is a blending brush. This is not a brush which you would normally use for a step like this because the hairs will really soak up the gel eyeliner and you will have like a messy time cleaning up the brush because it's all soaked up in there. But it's like a really nice brush to create that more winged end. Now I'm taking a black eyeshadow which is from Makeup Geek called Corrupt, and I'm gonna blend this around the edges as well. You can see I created like that winged end with eyeshadow, and now we're gonna intensify that with a little bit more eyeshadow. And also I told you guys at the beginning, like you don't want the edges of your gel eyeliner to be too harsh at the crease area because it will be harder to like blend it out now with eyeshadow. So just make sure it's not too harsh. And then now around the edges you go in with black eyeshadow, and this will make it look even more soft. I feel like the more often you try this eye look, or at least this technique that you use like a black gel eyeliner as a base for your eyeshadow, you will notice that like you don't want to be too harsh, like I said already a 1,000 times I feel like in this video. But I really hope that makes sense. If you don't hesitate to leave me any questions in the comments down below. So now I went in with this beautiful palette by Morphe Brushes. This is a new palette. I was searching for a specific kind of purple, and this palette had that color. I will definitely do another look using only this palette because it's really beautiful. But for today's video, I'm just combining this with a few other single eyeshadows from Anastasia and Makeup Geek. So I took a tiny brush again. I'm not really sure if this is the Morphe M506 or the M507. I have a lot of these brushes because they are my favorites, so I just got a few backups. So this is not the same one as I use with the gel eyeliner. I'm just picking up a clean one, but it would probably be the same one, but not the exact same one which I use for the gel eyeliner. So I'm just gonna blend the purple around the edges, and you can see that now it's already starting to look so much better. There are no harsh lines anymore. So don't worry, I know like whenever you apply the gel eyeliner all over the eyelid, it can always look a little bit frightening because it's so bold, so harsh. But don't worry, if you start blending other colors around it, like the edges, it's gonna look so much better like I'm doing right now. So now I took a different purple. This one is from Makeup Geek, and I will put all the names of the products I'm using today in the description bar, because I know it might be like a little bit confusing since I'm using a palette, single eyeshadows, and this is something I'm kind of trying to like prevent a lot of times, but sometimes using only one palette can be a little bit boring. So I wanted to just play with makeup today. So now I'm using this pigment from Makeup Geek. I think their foiled pigments are absolutely incredible. They're one of my favorite pigments because one, they are just super intense. Two, they're just easy to use. They don't have a lot of fallout. I just absolutely love them, and I would wish they come out with a few more shades. But what I was talking about earlier, like I feel like very often I do makeup tutorials and I try to use only one palette because I know if you guys want to recreate my looks, it's easier if I just use one palette and you can get the palette if you like. But like in this video, I'm using a palette, I'm using eyeshadows from Makeup Geek, eyeshadows from Anastasia. So this is a little bit more confusing. Like if you want to recreate it or purchase any of the products, you have to buy like a lot of products, which I know is kind of annoying. But at the same time, if I would do only makeup tutorials using like one palette every time, I feel like I can be like less creative because I'm kind of stick to like using the colors in the palette. And sometimes you want to do like a specific look, but you also need like a blue eyeshadow, which is not in the palette. And this way I'm always kind of like stuck in using the palette and seeing what I could do with it, and I feel like it kind of makes me less creative sometimes. So I hope you guys don't mind. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about this. I'm really trying to stick to using only one palette, but maybe once in a while I can do looks like this where I'm just sitting down with makeup and just playing, letting my creativity do the job. I don't know, I just feel like it always gives more of a special effect, if that makes sense. But just let me know your thoughts, if you find it annoying when I use like a lot of different products, or if you like we can just use similar products at home, just let me know. So now I'm using this two-way gel from Makeup Studio, and I'm gonna apply it all over the eyelid because I'm using a very beautiful glitter today, which is from Key Rose Beauty, or what's it called? Key Rose Bay Cosmetics. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, but I will put the name in the description bar. These are more like chunky glitters. They're quite intense. And a lot of people ask me, because I posted a sneak peek on my Instagram of this makeup look, and they asked me like, how did you get the glitter to look so nice on your eyelid? Because I know it can be quite hard to play with glitters like this. They can look really chunky and not really nice on the eyelid. But the tip I can give you guys is make sure you use a shimmery shade underneath the glitter. This will make sure that the glitter fades a little bit more into the shimmery eyeshadow underneath, and this will make it look more nice on the eyelid. Instead, if you would do like a matte eyeshadow underneath, it's gonna look so much different. It's gonna look less pretty. So make sure if you use glitter, use a foiled or just a shimmery intense shade underneath, and it's gonna look a lot better. So now I use some concealer and I'm just cleaning up the edge using a blending brush because I felt like it wasn't looking perfect. So don't worry, if you're doing this look and it's not looking perfect, you can just go in with a little bit of concealer. Then now I went in with some gel eyeliner, and this was also kind of tricky because applying eyeliner on top of the glitters, especially those chunky ones, can be quite hard. So I just applied the gel eyeliner, and then all the chunky glitters that were kind of annoying me, which were sticking out or just not looking great, I just used a tweezer to remove them. This is just something you kind of have to see what works for you. I really prefer using a gel eyeliner instead of a liquid liner because gel eyeliner is a little bit thicker, so it will also hide the glitter underneath. You want like a barrier between the gel eyeliner and the glitter. You don't want the glitter to be on top of the gel eyeliner or that you can see it underneath the gel eyeliner. So I would prefer using a gel eyeliner for this step. Now for my waterline, I took a black pencil, which is the Inglot Kohl pencil, which is a really nice creamy black pencil. Yeah, I really like this one. I'm using it very often in my videos. And what a nice drugstore dupe is the Barry M Bold Waterproof Pencil. This one is also really nice. So if you are more like having a budget for makeup, you can try the Barry M one, which is also really nice. So now I took a little bit of black eyeshadow using a really tiny brush from Suifa, which I believe is the 235 if I'm not mistaken. And I'm pressing this right underneath the lower lash line and also a little bit on top of the waterline to really create like that smoky effect. Then now next I'm gonna use that blue eyeshadow which we used earlier for on top of the middle part of the eyelid. I'm gonna use a little bit underneath the lower lash line, but at the beginning part. I also wanted to use a little bit more of the purple color, but I just wanted to do like a sort of ombre underneath the lower lash line. So first I used the blue one, which I'm applying right now, and I'm stopping like halfway the middle part underneath the lower lash line. I'm not going all the way to the outer end because that's where I want to apply the purple shade. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to take the purple color, which is this one right here, really beautiful. And we're going to apply that at the other side and kind of blending it more towards the winged end of the outer V. So now I went back in with the Makeup Geek pigment, which we also use for underneath the brow bone. And I think this pigment is so beautiful, like I said earlier. But I feel like using a little bit of this color in the inner corner really made the whole eye look complete. I just think it makes it look so dreamy and beautiful. I went in with quite a lot of this because I really wanted my inner corner pop to be as bright as possible. Since this eye look is already so dramatic, I felt like this isn't something I would do on a daytime, but for this look I thought it would be so pretty in combination. Then now I'm gonna use some fake eyelashes. I'm gonna use these beautiful lashes from Velvet 59. I will put the name of the style in the description bar. And of course I'm using some tweezers to apply them. If you're having a hard time applying your lashes, I made a dedicated video where I go really in depth on how I apply my lashes. I will put it down in the description bar in case you're curious, because I know applying lashes can be quite hard. So if you're interested in watching this video, I will make sure to link it down in the description bar. And of course, I also applied some mascara. I used my favorite mascara, which is the Benefit Cosmetics Roller Lash Mascara. And then here you have the finished result. I really hope you all enjoy watching today's video. I know it's not your typical everyday eye makeup look. I know it's like super dramatic, but honestly, I think it's one of the most mesmerizing looks I've done so far. I think the glitters are so stunning. It kind of reminds me of like a mermaid. I think it just gives a really cool effect. So if you ever have a party and you want to do something cool, I think this is a nice look to wear if you really want to kind of make people like that they're like watching you like, what is on your eyes, like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.
I belong to you. I belong to you. Do just what you want.